From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. We're seeing wet and wintry weather all over the region for this morning, although it does look dry in particular for Franklin County. But for the rest of us, we are contending with either rain or snow. Snow levels around 4,500 feet for this morning. Winds definitely not as big of a factor as they were just 24 hours back. They are still gusting out of the south and east upwards of 25 miles per hour towards Cabbage Hill and Meacham. On to temperatures now as they are down into the 30s and 40s across the map. Mid 40s for the foothills, the same thing in the basin, a little bit colder in the basin and then a little bit colder in the valleys with 30s and 40s. But I'm thinking for lower elevations, it's just too warm to have to break out the ice scraper for this morning. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Snowy Cascade passes for today and tomorrow. We're going with a first alert weather day for Sunday as that storm system is looking strong in particular. Maybe there's going to be the chance for valley and foothill snow into next week for Wednesday and for Thursday. But for this first alert weather day, it's on Sunday for the Cascades. 6 to 8 inches of snow are possible in passes above 3,000 feet, at least probably more for White Pass. But I will tell you more about all of these storm systems coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, the year is almost over, but scammers are out in full swing. The Ben Franklin Humane Society warns against giving money to scammers. What the ploy is this time? And the Tri-Cities movie theater is getting a major renovation. Bowling lanes, an arcade, and more coming to One Pasco Cinema. Plus an update to the situation happening at the Hanford site as the guard lockout continues.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. It's already Friday. I'm Riley Fitzgerald. We start off new this morning. The Benton Franklin Humane Society is warning people about an active scam in our region. Someone pretending to be a staff member at the Humane Society contacted a member of the public and said they needed money for their dog's emergency surgery. The scammer had some identifying information, and the Humane Society says this person used it to trick the victim into giving them money for the surgery through Cash App. The Benton Franklin Humane Society wants to remind you it will never contact you and request payment for an animal or its medical needs. The agency says transactions are done in person, not through any Cash App or other online or over-the-phone payments. If you are ever contacted and are just not sure what to do, call the Humane Society at the number on your screen. Christmas is over, gifts have been unwrapped, and some of you might have gotten an experience as a gift. For example, Tri-City Americans hockey tickets. However, scammers are preying on people's goodwill. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen tells us what to look for when it comes to buying legit tickets.
3-1 game, Americans. Buck set in the slot, wide on, turns a challenge, save, rebound, no mistake here. Why not?
The Tri-City Americans have a loyal fan base. Fans from all over the community come to the Toyota Center to cheer on the boys and ring those cowbells. Before you open up that wallet and spend some well-earned money on tickets, check where those tickets are coming from.
You know, doing a lot of due diligence, first of all, and seeing what these posts say. A lot of times there's grammatical errors in these posts where they say there's a game on a certain date, but you can check the schedule and there's not actually a game on that date.
Craig Boscheman is the director of broadcasting for the AMS. He says he saw a post on the Tri-City Americans fan page on Facebook about someone trying to sell tickets to a game that doesn't exist. He says make sure your tickets are legit, and to get the best price, it's simple. Just go directly to the source.
I would really say that if you can't verify that the person is real and you can't meet up with them in person to buy these tickets from them, I just wouldn't buy them anywhere online other than the team website or at the box office here at the Toyota Center.
Boscheman says there are security settings you can have on Facebook pages, like the fan page, and says the Americans do have those settings. The Better Business Bureau recommends to use caution when dealing with anyone you've encountered online.
Going to this person's profile is usually a dead giveaway as well, seeing what kind of posts they have, what kind of pictures they have, how new the profile is, and just, checking to make sure it's a real person, first of all, and not only that, but also a person who lives in the Tri-City area, because why would somebody from anywhere else in the country be selling tickets to games here in Washington State?
Bushman says you can always go to the Tri-City Americans official Facebook page, and if you see it on their page, it's legitimate. We're continuing to track the Hanford lockout story. Hanford Mission Integration Solutions sent a letter to the Hanford Guard Union president, Chris Hall, saying their bargaining negotiations have reached an impasse. HGU Local 21 filed a lawsuit against HMIS, who sent a statement to Apple Valley News Now in response to the lawsuit. The statement reads, in part, the lawsuit filed by HGU related to security clearance has been inappropriately linked to the ongoing labor dispute. Pausing the processing of security clearance actions is a standard practice for personnel not in active working status, regardless of the cause. When the employee returns to an active duty status, their clearance process is resumed. During this labor dispute, HMIS has not terminated an employee for security clearance issues. Stay with us for updates. Big changes are coming in 2025 to the Fairchild Cinemas at Road 68 in Pasco. The 12-screen cinema will be undergoing a full-scale remodel that owners say will deliver an all-new entertainment experience for the Tri-Cities community. The project will introduce premium recliner seating in every auditorium, an expansion featuring 16 lanes of duck pin bowling, the addition of a 60-game arcade, an expanded food menu with beer, wine, and cocktails, and a new area for private events. The announcement also comes with a change. After more than 50 years in the movie theater business, Jeff and Lisa Fairchild have retired. They passed the torch to their son, Kevin Fairchild, who is now leading the company. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, an avalanche warning was issued across the Cascades yesterday, bringing major risks. The latest on conditions across the passes. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
It's that time again.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds on brand name mattress sets.
All remaining models from last year's inventory are on sale.
Here's your chance to get a comfortable, great night's sleep at up to 60% off.
Don't hesitate, or else you'll have to wait another year to take advantage of these incredible savings.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Doug.
Whoa, Limu! We're in a parade! Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save!
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Wouldn't it be nice to skip paying for gas for getting around town? But what about those longer road trips when you just want to fill up and go? With a Mazda plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, you can have the best of both worlds. EV range for local drives and gas power for the open road. Now get $7,500 in customer lease cash back instantly on the 2025 Mazda CX-90 and CX-70 PHEV models. McCurley Mazda, your way home.
At Furniture Row, a new year calls for a new sofa, sectional, dining group, bedroom set, mattress, and more. Because during the New Year Super Sale, getting it all has never been easier. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. Or score 60 months no-interest financing. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer new looks at great prices. The New Year's Super Sale, on now at Furniture Row.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
It's time to start the countdown to 2025.
With performances by Alanis Morissette, Blake Shelton, Carrie Underwood, Jonas Brothers, Lenny Kravitz, and more. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve live December 31st on ABC.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We still have a winter weather advisory in place for the Cascades above 3,500 feet until 4 p.m. on Saturday, and it expires a little bit sooner for the Blue Mountains above 4,000 feet. That runs until 4 in the morning on Saturday. Show you what our passes look like right at this moment, starting off with Interstate 90 at Snoqualmie Pass. It's a little slushy out there. Traction tires are advised, but definitely some improvements compared to the conditions we were just seeing 24 hours back. Then for US Highway 12 at White Pass, still packed snow and traction tires are required for this little stretch of Yakima County. And then we'll take it down to the Blues, Interstate 84 at Cabbage Hill. It is slushy. You do have to carry chains, and you also have to carry chains at Oregon 204 at Tollgate, as there is packed snow, but there aren't any more chain requirements as there were just 24 hours back. Here's your day planner for today. For lower elevations, it's definitely going to be a much wetter start to the day as opposed to around lunchtime and just before dinner time. Can't rule out some small shower chances lingering into the day, especially for the foothills, but I think it's going to be much drier for the basin and for the valleys. So for today, we'll still have highs that'll be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Winds are going to be gusting upwards of 20, 25 miles per hour for the foothills, and for the Blues gusting out of the south and west. And then for tonight, the winds will start to pick up a little bit more. Now gusting out of the south and southeast at times, gusting upwards of 40 miles per hour for the Blue Mountains. And winds will be a bit more of a factor into tomorrow, but I'll time out the rain and snow, tell you how much of each we're expecting, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. An avalanche warning was issued across the Cascades and the higher elevations yesterday. The warning came as an atmospheric river brought heavy snow and strong winds to the region. Bridget Chavez has more on the dangerous risks.
Heavy mountain snow is what diehards like Nathaniel Birchfield live for.
Big jumps, big cliffs, good trees. What more could you ask for? Out in the PNW, man, it's amazing.
This winter storm packed a punch and forced Alpental to open late.
Usually we go out of bounds, like just hitting the jumps and stuff back there, like kind of building. It looks like today we're gonna have to stay on the slopes just because of the havoc control and all that.
The Northwest Avalanche Center issued a high-risk avalanche warning. Adding travel in the backcountry is not recommended because natural avalanches are likely and human-triggered are very likely.
It's a lot of work they gotta go through, keep the mountain safe for us, so just happy to be out here.
And this is a major storm.
Jonathan Spitzer, an experienced mountain guide with Alpine Ascents International, says now is not the time to hit the backcountry.
As a mountain guide, we recommend, 48, 72 hours, let the snowpack heal, let these large-scale avalanches run their natural course, then go out backcountry skiing once the Avalanche Center has lowered the warning.
Although the backcountry isn't safe, WashDOT says roads have actually improved.
We now have barren wet roads. So we're lowering those restrictions. This snow is even starting to become moist.
WashDOT's John Stimberis showed us how they look at the layers of snow to determine the likelihood of avalanches and estimate the size.
That's what we're really concerned with here today. So all this new snow, and then see this nice wet layer because it's raining. It's adding a lot of weight to the snowpack and rapidly increasing the likelihood of avalanches.
Additional snow fell throughout the day on Thursday. Officials advised to stay far away from all areas where avalanches can start, run, or stop. Cleanup is underway across the Portland, Oregon area after storms tore through the Pacific Northwest region Thursday morning. More than 30,000 people had their power knocked out due to violent winds that brought down trees and power lines. The National Weather Service issued a wind advisory just before midnight. The National Weather Service is forecasting another round of chaotic weather could hit the region this weekend. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we're bringing you the year in review for the politics of 2024.
At McCurley Chevrolet, the 2024 Silverado 1500 is built to dominate every job, every road, and every adventure. With legendary strength, advanced technology, and rugged capability, the Silverado does it all. Whether you're towing, hauling, or heading off the beaten path. Right now, get huge discounts on the 2024 Silverado 1500. Power, performance, and savings like you've never seen before. Don't wait. Visit McCurley Chevrolet today and take home the truck that works as hard as you do. McCurley Dealerships, your way home.
Magical moments.
snowy adventures, warming up, making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
The Season of New Traditions sales event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Save big on select new Kia vehicles. 2024 Kia Telluride EX with all-wheel drive starts at $44,699. Plus, get 5.49% interest for 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
At More Furniture, we're starting the new year with freedom of choice. Choose from the widest variety of styles and colors for every room in your home. With cozy sofas, elegant dining sets, and stylish bedrooms, we've got everything you need to create your dream home. Plus, during this holiday weekend, you'll get our very best offer. Pay no interest until 2026. Get free white glove delivery, and we'll pay your sales tax. Hurry into More Furniture this New Year's weekend for the best selection.
Have a great Hanukkah from all of us at Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and jump right into the forecast. It'll be a wet start to Friday and a wintry start in the mountains. However, with snow levels rising, it'll just be a cold rain by lunchtime for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. The valleys and basin will trend much drier by lunchtime, but that process will take a bit longer in the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. The Cascades won't catch much of a break. Then for tonight, chances for rain will rise once again by the mid to late evening across the map, but the valleys, basin, foothills, and blues should start to dry out again around midnight. And once again, the wet weather will be unrelenting in the Cascades with snow mostly above 4,500 feet. Then for Saturday, it should be a mostly dry day for the valleys, basin, foothills, and blues. And yet again, the Cascades will contend with rain throughout the day, and snow will mostly be above 4,000 feet. Then for Saturday night, we'll slowly see an increase in rain chances throughout the night, although they'll skyrocket to the wee hours of the morning on Sunday. Snow levels will start to drop again, meaning that freezing rain could be an issue throughout the night for Snoqualmie Pass, likely transitioning back to snow by early Sunday morning. So let's show you some of the snowfall totals we're thinking for Friday and Saturday. Of course, this is subject to change, but 4 to 6 inches for Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 8 to 12 inches for White Pass, 4 to 6 inches for Sadish Pass. Not much doing for the valleys, basin, or foothills, and probably less than an inch for most of our Blue Mountain passes. So if you did need the chains, if you did need the winter safety kit, that would probably be on US Highway 12 here in Yakima County. This is once again going to be a very wet storm system for the mountains, anywhere between an inch to 2 inches of water, but definitely some decent totals for lower elevations as well. Then into Sunday, this is when we're going with that first alert weather day, specifically for the Cascades, as we could have 6 to 8 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, definitely a lot more for White Pass and some of those other passes at higher elevations. This is also going to be a pretty wet storm system for the Cascades, at least, definitely a lot less for lower elevations and for the blues. We'll trend drier into Monday and Tuesday. Then there's another storm system we're tracking into Wednesday and Thursday. This one's looking very interesting as snow levels could really drop down all the way down to 1,000 feet. So we can't rule out minimal valley snow and also foothill snow. But overall, this storm system not looking nearly as wet as some of the storm systems that we've dealt with for this week. And by the way, temperatures, they will trend back down to much more seasonal and colder values into next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Sunday will be a wet one, drier for Monday and Tuesday, then small rain chances for New Year's Day and Thursday. In Yakima, wet for Sunday, dry for Monday and Tuesday, then a rain-snow mix possible for the start of 2025. In Ellensburg, the same cycle as Yakima, wet and cold Sunday, drier and colder Monday and Tuesday, then snow possible to start the new year. For Hermiston, wet for Sunday, much calmer Monday and Tuesday, then small rain chances begin again on New Year's Day. And then for Walla Walla, a washout to start Sunday, much drier to start next week, then rain chances trend back up to start 2025.
At the beginning of the year, it seemed like the presidential race would be a repeat of 2020, Biden versus Trump. But as spring turned to summer, the election took more twists and turns than a bill on Capitol Hill. Julia Benbrook details the surprises this year in politics brought us.
It was supposed to be a rematch. Joe Biden, the incumbent, leading Democrats, and Donald Trump, a former president, breaking records with huge primary wins against his Republican challengers. Trump split time between the trail and the courtroom amid a flurry of legal troubles, both civil and criminal. A New York jury found him guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records, making him the first former president convicted of a felony.
The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
Later in the year, Biden's son Hunter became the first child of a sitting president convicted of felony crimes. Meanwhile, the president, the oldest in American history, faced questions about his ability to serve another term. When the two candidates went head-to-head on the debate stage, Biden's alarming performance led to increased calls for him to drop out of the race.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look,
two assassination attempts against Trump shook the campaign trail. The first at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. He appeared at the Republican National Convention just a few days later with his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, and made a short-lived promise to tone down the rhetoric on the trail.
We rise together or we fall apart.
With just about 100 days left, Biden dropped out of the race, and despite calls from some for an abbreviated primary, the party ultimately rallied behind Vice President Kamala Harris. She became the first black woman and first Asian American to lead a major party ticket.
I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America.
She then selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. Democrats saw a huge surge in fundraising numbers and endorsements. Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., whom both sides saw as a potential spoiler, dropped out of the race and endorsed the Republican candidate. Former President Jimmy Carter turned 100 right before he cast his ballot for Harris. Polls predicted a tight race, but Trump landed a decisive electoral victory, carrying all 7 battleground states and the popular vote. Harris conceded.
We must accept the results of this election.
And Biden hosted his predecessor and now successor at the White House.
Welcome.
Republicans won a trifecta. Mike Johnson is expected to serve as House Speaker and John Thune as Senate Majority Leader. After Mitch McConnell, the longest-serving leader in the chamber's history, announced he would not seek that role again. In a stunning reversal, Biden issued a full and unconditional pardon for his son after the election. Trump will be sworn in as the 47th president of the United States on January 20th. In Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook reporting.
Even with control of both chambers, some of Trump's cabinet picks face difficult confirmation hearings in the new year, but that's yet to come in 2025. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, already soon we'll be able to catch Wicked from the couch at home rather than in the theater. All the latest in the Hollywood Minute.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive? Absolutely.
There's the all-new Kicks, the new V6-powered Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Consumer Guide's Best Buy 10 years in a row.
Finished with all your holiday shopping?
We are now.
Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months, or get a low $279 per month lease on Rogue.
We can't help what you do before you go to bed, but we can make sure the sleep is solid once you finally get there. And during the New Year's Super Sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Or get 60 months no interest financing and free shipping. Here's to 365 nights of better sleep. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Welcome back. Elphaba and Glinda are flying from movie theaters to your couch just in time for the new year.
Rick Damigella explains in the Hollywood Minute.
Soon you'll be able to head to the Emerald City without leaving the house. The first Wicked film will be available to purchase or rent digitally beginning New Year's Eve. Fans will also get to experience 3 hours of bonus content, including deleted scenes and a sing-along version of the hit musical.
Doctor, you need to get me home.
The 15th Doctor returns. This is your first look at the next season of Doctor Who, which finds the beloved Time Lord facing a new series of foes. The long-running sci-fi show returns to Disney Plus in 2025. Peppa Pig brings BTS to the preschool set. The popular animated character delivers a cover of the K-pop group's hit song Dynamite that is now available to stream on all platforms. This marks the second cover for the British Piglet, who previously tackled a rendition of Katy Perry's Roar. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I did not expect that last one, Peppa Pig and K-pop.
Yeah, the collab that we didn't think we needed, and I still don't think we need.
Correct.
But maybe as a society we deserve.
Maybe it's better than we think it is.
Hey, that's a glass half full kind of mentality.
All right, up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, we're taking a look at how the windy conditions this week have impacted travelers, power companies, and more. Plus, over $1 million worth of cocaine was found in backpacks near the Washington-Canadian border. We'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
In today's Tech Bites, Netflix scores on Christmas. Its first ever pro football games set records for the most streamed NFL games in U.S. history. The total audience, nearly 65 million viewers. Beyonce's halftime performance had the peak audience, 27 million live viewers. Blue Sky now has trending topics. The social media platform launched the feature Christmas Day. It was a top request among users and puts Blue Sky on par with rivals Threads and X. If what's trending isn't for you, the feature can be disabled in the settings. And LG's new lamp will allow you to put some greenery in your scenery. The device doubles as an indoor garden. Up to 20 plants can experience the warmth of an adjustable grow light. The lamp will make its debut next month at the annual Consumer Electronics Show. If you don't like this idea, I beg your garden, but just glow with the flow. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great weekend.
The Subaru Share the Love event means the world to me.
You can get a great vehicle and support a good cause.
It helps us connect with our community. It shows our true meaning, our core values.
It's really in our DNA. It's amazing.
Nearly $320 million donated to charity.
Nearly 2,300 hometown charities supported.
All because of the Share the Love event.
You're part of something bigger when you get a Subaru.
Get 2.9% for 72 months, and Subaru and our retailers will make a minimum $300 donation to charity.
Speak now or forever hold your...
Only took 4-hour cough liquid? Unlike Robitussin DM, Delsum Liquid offers 12 hours of cough relief all day or night. Delsum, cough crisis averted.
Medifax, healthcare information.
Looking for a moisturizer that does more than just moisturize? Try Olay Regenerist for 10 benefits in every jar. Olay visibly firms, lifts, and smooths wrinkles by penetrating the skin to boost regeneration at the surface cellular level. Try Olay.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, so I was driving home yesterday from work, and I saw trash cans on their sides, gotta hold the steering wheel.
Tumbleweeds. A lot of tumbleweeds yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how's it going today?
It is not looking as windy, but first I did want to touch on the 3-degree guarantee competition from yesterday as, well, I got it right again. So that's now 4 days in a row. The jackpot is up to $125. So since I went with a forecast high of 54 degrees and the actual high fell within 3 degrees to either side, that's why the jackpot went up. So here's the deal for today. I'm going with a forecast high 49 degrees in Pasco. So if the actual high falls between 46 to 52 degrees, the jackpot's going to go up to $150. But if my forecast busts, the jackpot could be yours. So to figure out how to win the jackpot, go to applevalleyNewsNow.com, click on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Okay, we have a lot of weather to talk about for this morning, a lot of wet weather that is starting to close in now in Franklin County, which was really the only dry part of our viewing area. And snow levels around 4,500 feet for this morning. Winds not as big of a factor as they were for yesterday morning, but still gusting out of the south and east upwards of 25 miles per hour down towards Cabbage Hill and Meacham. Right now, temperatures are mostly in the 30s and 40s. We're seeing a mixture of 30s and 40s for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys, low to mid 40s for the lower Columbia Basin, and we're in the mid 40s in the foothills of the Blues. So I'm thinking it's just a little bit too warm to have to break out the ice scraper this morning, at least for lower elevations, but you'll definitely need to bundle up. And you'll probably need the umbrella, at least in the Tri-Cities, especially before lunchtime. But then we get into a bit of a dry spell from about 12 to 6, and then into this evening, shower chances start to go back up once again. So for today, we'll have highs that'll be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. So that means 40s and 50s. And I want to take a sort of a retroactive look back at that storm system that we had for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, because it threw us a big assist in terms of our seasonal rainfall. It's mostly surpluses at this point. So I'll show you that, and also I'll show you how those numbers will continue to improve with this storm system. And that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Well, they may have died down today, but the strong winds across our region caused some havoc for travelers and power companies. People in Prosser were left without power due to what the Benton PUD is calling rain interference. Jenny Sparks is the manager of communication and customer relations with Benton PUD. She says rain interference on one of their power stations that caught the power pole on fire. This happens when water gets into the insulator and causes disruption. Sparks says crews were able to get power restored quickly. As for wind interference,
it's a different type of interference for sure. I would say that wind outages are more common than anything tied to the rain. Power or trees can fall onto power lines during high winds, and that can cause outages.
Sparks urges customers who see downed lines to stay away. If it's an emergency, call 911 and report outages to the PUD so they know where to go to deal with the problem quickly. Thursday's strong winds also causing trouble on the roads. The eastbound lanes of I-82 in Benton City were shut down for a few hours after winds tipped over a semi's second trailer over on into the roadway. The section of road was shut down until a tow truck could come and bring the trailer right side up. WestDOT even issued an alert that there were restrictions on the movement of mobile homes and other large vehicles due to the high winds. An unusual discovery in northern Washington state near the Canadian border. Agents on patrol near a port of entry found 2 backpacks lying on the ground in the woods. Inside, they found 30 brick-like packages containing a powdery substance which tested positive for cocaine. The nearly pound's worth of cocaine, estimated to be worth over $1.1 million. Border officials turned the evidence over to the DEA. Under federal law, most confiscated drugs are destroyed, although samples may be used for prosecution. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, big cats at a sanctuary die to bird flu, but it's not yet clear how they got the disease. And coming up, we'll take a look at your forecast.
The majesty of Priest Lake. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Our pre-owned customers are anybody and everybody that needs a vehicle.
McCurry's been around so long. A lot of people bought their cars here, and then their kids bought their cars here. Our customers are somebody that wants to be able to come back to us after they buy that car for whatever reason.
We make sure that every vehicle that's coming through our shop has been thoroughly tested and checked.
It matters a lot. I see these cars all around. It's just a peace of mind that comes with knowing that we've been here so long and we'll continue to be here.
McCurley has a lot of master technicians. We have some that have been with their brands for 30 plus years, and McCurley just as long. We are going to be sharing the roads with these vehicles, which is one of the reasons we do take so much effort in making sure that they're going to be drivable for a long period of time.
So it's your daily journey, and so it's a lot more than just purchasing or something or a quick transaction. It's everything to people nowadays is what their car means to them. We're going to be here tomorrow to help you with whatever's on their car. Buying pre-owned with McCurley means your vehicle meets a higher standard.
Find your way home in a Subaru certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Subaru.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Are you ready to step up and save lives? Umatilla County Fire District No. 1 is calling on firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics to join our team. Experience the thrill of the front lines, excellent pay and benefits, and great opportunities for advancement. With every emergency, you'll make a difference and become a hero in the community. Don't just work a job, embrace a mission. Umatilla County Fire District No. 1. Apply now at ucfd1.org and join our team. We're looking for heroes like you.
The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze helps you sleep cooler. So no more nocturnal baking or polar ice cap air conditioner mode, because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze delivers all-night cooling.
Mattress Depot USA.
We're the new hosts of Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Each week, we'll help the family by helping them build new homes. Are you guys ready for your new house?
This is what home feels like.
We just love waking up holiday mornings with you.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Happy New Year from all of us here at Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's time to talk about the ski report brought to you by Schweitzer Village, and we're going to start off at Schweitzer as there were 3 inches of new snow over the past 24 hours. The base depth now up to 54 inches. We'll take it down to Ski Bluewood, and 7 inches of new snow over the past 24 hours. The base depth up to 21 inches. I have a feeling that is about to come up, and this base depth at White Pass is about to come way up as just 2 inches of new snow over the past 24 hours, but we are expecting a whole bunch of snow over the next few days. So that base depth of 45 will definitely go up. Okay, now let's talk about the seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses that we've tracked since October 1st. Going into that storm system for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you can see we had a bunch of surpluses for the valleys and basin. We were in a tough spot for the foothills, but look at this, about a 15% improvement across the board. So expanding upon our surpluses for the valleys and basin, almost breaking even for the season now in the foothills. Now here's what we're projecting to happen in the wake of this storm system. We'll continue to expand upon our surpluses for the valleys and basin, and I think at this point we might have a very subtle surplus finally in the foothills after months and months of running behind. So definitely some very good news, and I'll put some rainfall totals to these numbers coming up in a few minutes.
Fears and concerns are growing as bird flu continues to spread. In Washington state, more than half of the big cats at one wildlife sanctuary have died after contracting the virus. And Randy Kay tells us even more concerning, it's unclear exactly how they got bird flu.
That's Thumper, a 10-year-old Eurasian lynx who used to love to play and scratch the decks high above the foliage. The video from August was taken at the Wild Felid Advocacy Center of Washington, a big cat sanctuary where Thumper lived. Thumper is one of 20 cats from the sanctuary who died in recent weeks from bird flu.
We thought we were doing everything we could to avoid anything like this from happening. The cats are pretty well split up into 30 by 40 foot habitats.
The sanctuary's director and co-founder, Mark Matthews, says the cats' enclosures are spread out among 5 acres. He told me their first cat got sick on November 22nd. The 17-year-old cougar named Hannah, Wyoming, stopped eating and died the next day. A day later, this African caracal named Crackle also got sick and died. Others they lost included this cougar named Holly and Tabby, a Bengal tiger.
Tabby the tiger was a very fun, loving tiger. She had a super personality. Every time I came up, she'd come running to meet me.
This Bengal cat, Pebbles, also succumbed to bird flu, as well as Mouse, a Jeffrey cat. Only 17 of the 37 cats once housed here are left. Nico, an African serval, is still in critical condition, fighting to regain the use of his back legs.
Feeling devastated, kind of in shock, and just taking really good care of those ones who are recovering.
The disease spread rapidly, and they still don't know how exactly the bird flu entered their facility.
Initially, we thought it was for bird droppings from waterfowl. We are in a flight pattern for migratory birds, so I don't know if that's part of the equation or not. So we really don't know at this time if it was food related or not.
Although we don't know exactly how it got there, it just makes sense that it's likely due to migratory birds because we know bird flu is transmitted through the migratory bird population.
Dr. Dean Blumberg is an infectious disease expert at UC Davis.
It's spread through the bird's saliva, the feces, the urine, and so you really can't protect against that in the natural environment.
The staff at the sanctuary are working tirelessly to disinfect the habitats, while also protecting themselves from getting sick. They're wearing PPE, including N95 masks, and doing foot baths when they enter and leave.
The virus may mutate and become more easily transmitted person to person. So the more this virus circulates and specifically co-circulates with human strains, that's going to increase the odds of the virus evolving to more human-to-human transmission. And that of course, could signal another pandemic.
The CDC says it's rare for people to be infected with bird flu viruses through contact with infected wild, stray, feral, or domestic mammals. However, it is possible if there is a prolonged and unprotected exposure to the sick animal. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, everything you need to know before you head out the door with the Morning Sprint.
This is Apple Valley Eats.
Ready to shake up your dining experience? Legends Casino Hotel has something for every taste. At Lucky Shots Coffee Bar, it's more than just coffee. Frothy lattes, bold espressos, hearty sandwiches, desserts, and more. Lucky Shots has a winning hand of flavors any time of the day. Join us for our full-service menu or dive into our legendary buffet options, including our salad bar and a variety of desserts that will have you coming back for seconds. Explore the newly updated food court with so many choices to satisfy your craving. At Fortune's, savor a customized crab boil fit for a king, queen, or joker with all the extras. Try the crab boil with one of our specialty sauces, big enough to share, but don't be slow with your fork. This is good eating. Burger lovers, head to Legendary Burgers, try the Mount Adams, or go classic with fries and a Huckleberry shake. Craving pizza, pasta, and more? Creations has you covered. After that custom-made pizza pie, don't forget dessert. You just gotta try our house-made cannoli. For authentic Mexican-style cooking, Madre's Mexican Kitchen is a must. With fresh homemade tortillas and savory sauces, you will not be disappointed. Try our enchiladas, street tacos, or something new to you. Madre's is sure to bring it home. Whether you're here to dine or unwind, Legends Casino Hotel has a world of exciting flavors waiting for you. Bring your appetite, your friends and family, and let the culinary journey begin.
And Doug.
Whoa, Limu! We're in a parade! Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save!
And then I wake up.
And you have the stream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and step you right through the forecast. So for today, it'll be a wet start to Friday and a wintry start in the mountains. However, with snow levels rising, it'll just be a cold rain by lunchtime for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. The valleys and basin will trend much drier by lunchtime, but that process will take a bit longer in the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. The Cascades won't catch much of a break at all. And then for tonight, chances for rain will rise once again by the mid to late evening across the map, but the valleys, basin, foothills, and blues should start to dry out again around midnight. And once again, the wet weather will be unrelenting in the Cascades with snow mostly above 4,500 feet. And then for Saturday, it should be a mostly dry day for the valleys, basin, foothills, and blues. And yet again, the Cascades will contend with rain throughout the day with snow mostly above 4,000 feet. Then for Saturday night, we'll slowly see an increase in rain chances throughout the night, although they'll skyrocket into the wee hours of the morning on Sunday. Snow levels will start to drop again, meaning that freezing rain could be an issue throughout the night for Snoqualmie Pass, likely transitioning back to snow by early Sunday morning. So here are some of the snowfall totals we're thinking for Friday and Saturday. 4 to 6 inches for Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 8 to 12 inches for White Pass, probably less than an inch for Blue Mountain Passes. So over the next couple of days, if you did need the winter safety kit or the tire chains, it would likely be on US Highway 12 in Yakima County. This is looking like another very wet storm system for the mountains in particular, between 1 inch to 2 inches of water and even some decent amounts for our lower elevations as well. This is going to be the big day over the next few days, Sunday, as we're going with the first alert weather day for the Cascades in particular, upwards of 6 to 8 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, even more for White Pass, Blewett Pass, and Stevens Pass, but not as much for our Blue Mountain Passes. And this is looking like it's going to be another wet 24 hours, especially for mountain ranges again, for the Cascades in particular. We'll trend drier for Monday and Tuesday. Then we're tracking another storm system into New Year's Day and January 2nd. This one is looking very interesting with very low snow levels between 1,000 and 4,500 feet. So we can't rule out, at the very least, trace amounts of snow for the foothills and for the valleys. And this one is looking wet for the Cascades. Again, not nearly as wet for the rest of the region. And high temperatures, just wanted to touch on this, above average through Monday, much more seasonal for Tuesday and beyond. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Sunday will be a wet one, drier for Monday and Tuesday, then small rain chances for New Year's Day and Thursday. In Yakima, wet for Sunday, dry for Monday and Tuesday, then a rain-snow mix possible for the start of 2025. In Ellensburg, the same cycle as Yakima, wet and cold Sunday, drier and colder Monday and Tuesday, then snow possible to start the new year. For Hermiston, wet for Sunday, much calmer Monday and Tuesday, then small rain chances begin again New Year's Day. And then for Walla Walla, a washout to start Sunday, much drier to start next week, then rain chances trend back up to start 2025.
Now, the morning sprint.
The time right now is 5:50. It's time to get to your morning sprint this 5 a.m. hour. First up, here's the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. The Benton Franklin Humane Society is warning people about an active scam in our region. Someone pretending to be a staff member at the Humane Society contacted a member of the public and said they needed money for their dog's emergency surgery. The scammer had some identifying information, and the Humane Society says this person used it to trick the victim into giving them money for the surgery through Cash App. The Benton Franklin Humane Society wants to remind you they will never contact you and request payment for an animal or its medical needs. When you're looking to buy tickets for any event, for example, Tri-Cities American Games, remember to go directly to the source and make sure your tickets are real and to get the best deal. Americans officials say there have been recent posts online about people selling tickets to games that don't exist. We're continuing to track the Hanford lockout story. HMIS sent a letter to the Hanford Guard Union President Chris Hall saying their bargaining negotiations have reached an impasse. HGU Local 21 filed a lawsuit against HMIS, who sent a statement to Apple Valley News Now in response to the lawsuit, which reads in part, the lawsuit filed by HGU related to security clearance has been inappropriately linked to the ongoing labor dispute. Pausing the processing of security clearance actions is a standard practice for personnel not in active working status, regardless of the cause. When the employee returns to an active duty status, their clearance process is resumed. During this labor dispute, HMIS has not terminated an employee for security clearance issues. Yakima Parks and Rec is planning a winter family hiking adventure for tomorrow. Pre-registration is required. The event is happening at 9:30 Saturday morning. It's an opportunity for a seasoned hiker or a beginner to make some memories. The hike includes educational stations covering hiking apps, essentials of hiking, appropriate clothing, hiking in groups, dog-friendly hiking, dangers, parking passes, and emergency and SOS on the iPhone. Big changes are coming in 2025 to the Fairchild Cinemas at Road 68 in Pasco. The cinema will be undergoing a full-scale remodel. Owners say will deliver an all-new entertainment experience for the Tri-Cities community. The project will introduce recliner seating in every auditorium, an expansion featuring 16 lanes of duck pin bowling, the addition of a 60-game arcade, an expanded food menu with beer, wine, and cocktails, and a new area for private events. In your national headlines this morning, the discovery of a second black box could help authorities figure out what went wrong with the plane that crashed in Kazakhstan on Christmas Day. That's according to the Kazakh State News Agency. The country's deputy prime minister says it will take about 2 weeks to read the black boxes. He added that a commission involving Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and Russia has been set up to investigate the crash, but law enforcement agencies of Russia and Azerbaijan will not be allowed to conduct a forensic investigation. At least 38 people on board the airliner were killed when it plummeted to the ground. A U.S. official is now telling CNN early indications suggest Russian anti-aircraft defenses may have shot down the plane. Cleanup is underway across the Portland, Oregon area after storms tore through the Pacific Northwest Thursday morning. More than 30,000 people had their power knocked out due to violent winds that brought down trees and power lines. The National Weather Service issued a wind advisory just before midnight, and they're forecasting another round of chaotic weather could hit the region this weekend. In your business headlines this morning, despite low unemployment, a new Gallup report highlights some very real challenges facing workplaces in the new year. The report found more people are looking for new jobs, employee adoption of artificial intelligence, and ongoing issues for parents related to child care are all on that list. Gallup says rebuilding employee commitment will be challenges for leaders of organizations in 2025. Former Time Warner CEO Richard Parsons has died. Parsons' death was confirmed by financial services firm Lazard, where he had served on the board. In a statement, the company said his career, quote, embodied the finest traditions of American business leadership. Parsons also put his leadership skills in action in pro basketball, where he served as interim CEO of the NBA's Los Angeles Clippers in 2014. Richard Parsons was 76 years old. In your health headlines this morning, concern over bird flu is growing among some health experts. One point of concern is the spread of the disease in cattle. Nearly 900 herds across 16 states have tested positive. In Oregon, a pet died after eating cat food contaminated with bird flu. And in Washington state, the virus killed more than half of the big cats at a sanctuary. It's unknown just how the animals contracted the virus. In your sports headlines this morning, the Seahawks are working to keep their playoff hopes alive. They did the work during Thursday Night Football, beating the Chicago Bears in a low-scoring game. 6 points was all it took, 2 field goals to get past the Bears, who scored just 3 points. To stay in the mix, they'll need the Rams to lose to the Cardinals. If that doesn't happen, they'll have to beat the Rams in Week 18, set for January 5th. A Virginia zoo is celebrating a holiday arrival, a baby hippopotamus.
Yay! The baby pygmy hippo, a girl, was born on December 9th at the Metro Richmond Zoo and made her debut on Christmas Eve. So far, she does not have a name.
So this is the third calf in less than 5 years for her parents, Iris and Corwin, and their second calf to arrive just before the holidays. The zoo says since the birth, Iris and the baby have been bonding in an enclosure off exhibit, and when the time is right, they will move back to the zoo's indoor pool area so that visitors will be able to get a look at the baby.
The pygmy hippo is an endangered species with fewer than 2,500 mature individuals still in the wild. It's native to the swamps and rivers of West Africa.
So cute. Everyone was obsessed with
Mudang,
the hippo. So hopefully a new obsession for the internet.
I hope more obsessions. We need more of them.
Yes.
Because the species needs more of them. All right, so take a look at this. A sight for December, even for Texas.
So we have 2 videos to show you. The first one is a video showing a funnel cloud that touches down briefly just outside of Hill G, Texas yesterday. The area experienced several storms throughout the day as people traveled home for Christmas.
And check this out. In Harris County yesterday, this is near Houston, a waterspout formed over Lake Houston. The waterspout was churning across the water as people who live near the lake captured it on camera. That same storm later produced a tornado, but it doesn't appear that there have been any major damage reports due to the storms.
All right, so you've lived in the South before,
Yes.
Grew up there. Is that kind of thing normal this time of year?
It is actually not as rare as you would think. I remember Christmas Day 2012, there was like a major tornado outbreak in Alabama. There was like an EF2, EF3 tornado in Mobile. So yeah, it was muggy, it was humid outside. There were tornado sirens going off. Little different sound as opposed to jingle bells, right?
Yes, definitely.